recorded history. Still having issues with my phone. Swear me out. I don't know how many times I've had problems with the phone. Over a dozen, I'm thinking. Less than 20, but way over a dozen. Of course, I can't call the phone company because the phone's not working. And every time I go through this apparatus to get in touch with the phone company, they don't ever contact me. It's like, you gotta call them. It's like, all right. So I wanted to make a couple of facts known. It's strange when you move to a unsafe neighborhood and certain safety measures keep getting taken away little by little and more added. Like this new one was not new, but it's been about a year now. We had to sign this thing that said if any damage occurs inside or out to our unit, that we're responsible for it, even if we didn't do it. And of course, there's the threat of, oh, yeah, you're going to be evicted if you don't sign this piece of paper. Well, hoodlum kids go in and out of here that don't even live here sometimes. The more preteen aged ones, they come over from the next neighborhood over or next complex over to hang out here and do all kinds of nefarious stuff because they don't live here. It's a nightmare. 4 times cops have been at my place. I asked the management to cut the parking lot lights on at when it started to get dark. Some projects, fucking gunfire all the time here. So yeah, it's the only last safety measure that we have is the lights. And you know, a prostitution ring was going on in the parking lot. People sleep in their friggin' cars in the parking lot. I mean, god damn. What the fuck? And she tells me 3 times a lie. Bold faced lie. She's got to call the electric company because the switch they control that. Well, the fourth time that I inquired about this light parking lot light thing, it was a different person I inquired to. And he's like, oh, the light switch is in the office. Watch this. He goes in the office, cuts the lights off because they were on at the time that I was asking him about those lights. So, yeah, that tells me right then and there the light switch is in the fucking office. Because, he goes in and within 5 seconds, not enough time to call the phone company, it's cut off. So then, time goes by and I finally make a report to my management's boss, right? She tells me a lie. She says, I worked there for 20 years, which I'm thinking that's correct. But then she says, the light switch isn't in there. Oh, yeah. I guess they done rewiring, and she's lying to me. I told her the story I just repeated here. And she tells me again, I worked there 20 years. I know there's no light switch in that building. I'm like, all right, okay. So right there, I'm getting lied to by 2 people. Something's going on with that. And another person that's dealing with this Buford Housing Authority management lady. I've never seen nothing like it. Shows up at my door with the pest guy, screaming at me. I'm not shitting you, screaming at me. And before I let her in my apartment, I said, okay, I'm going to make a complaint on you. What's your name? She refused to give me her name. Not kidding. So I said, all right, I'm going to call you Missy. Let me school you, Missy, on complaints. I can make a complaint. And I said a couple more lines, and then she said, oh, she gave me her name then. So, hours later, a cop shows up at my house. He says, I hit her. He wants to hear my side of it. What the fuck? And I'm getting evicted for this. So I have to go all the way to Buford. And, I'm thinking the pest guy's going to, prove I didn't hit her. Maybe he hit her. Because he went shooting by her when he, was exiting my apartment. And, I would think that he probably tapped her on the way out, telling her, hey, I'm leaving, because she was not paying attention. She was writing a book report complaining on me. Who knows what for? Because I said I was going to make a complaint on her, and I raised my voice as loud as hers. No, that's not merit. So she had to make shit up. And at one point, when I looked at her, she's sitting in my apartment on the arm of my couch, which is the weak point of my couch. It was already weak. So now her fat ass is sitting on my couch, on the arm of it, writing a book report on me. I think I did mention something. I never cussed when she was in my house. And when I go for another meeting, because recently they were trying to kick me out again for bullshit, the management said that she was going to, I forgot how it was worded. I should have tape recorded it. God damn it. These people are just all over my ass for no merit to be on me. And I looked at her and I said, are you saying that I cussed at Miss Webb? Because I didn't. I never even got my complaint in, because then I was fighting for an eviction notice on something I didn't do. Oh, God. 4 times cops have been in my apartment for bullshit. One cop was here on the 2 complaints. He's like, that was when I said, look, I think they're targeting me. I'm going to make a big old story and turn it in, right? And he's like, no, don't do that. Make every individual complaint. Like, if you have to do 30 complaints, that's better than 1 complaint, because they can just throw 1 complaint out. I turned in 17 at once. Have I heard back anything? No. You know why? Because I'm still being a fucking target. When I try to have my electricity paid, which is a benefit that we can have, the guy goes off protocol. He works for government, and it took a lot for me to get the appointment. So when I finally do get it, I go in there with all the paperwork that I needed, because, I was pre-told what to bring, and it's an hour there, an hour back, and I had a temporary tire, so I knew for as a fact, Jack, I had all my paperwork. But no, it wasn't good enough for him. He tells me I got to make another appointment. I leave the place. I get followed by somebody that works there. Okay, so then magically that month too, my money comes in before it's supposed to, so I can get a tire that I need to go back over for another appointment. He misread my paperwork on purpose. I'm thinking maybe he wanted to follow me. I don't know. But anyway, get to my second appointment. He goes off protocol, asks me, who's my next of kin? Ready to write it down. Excuse me? My next of kin? I'm wanting to have my electricity paid. I've given you original documents proving who I am, and you're wanting my next of kin. I said, I don't have anybody. Because it's kind of a trigger for me. I didn't tell him that it was a trigger for me. But I said, I don't have anyone. He said, not even your daughter? Kim, my lookalike, doppelganger, has a black married man's baby. I'm thinking these people around here been targeting me because they think I'm Kim. When I met Kim, she was working at the grocery store, which is the closest store to me, spitting distance. I can almost see it from here. I've had my pants yanked down by a police officer thinking I was Kim. And to prove it, oh yeah, no lower back tattoo. No tattoo. No tattoo right there. I'm not Kim. Never been Kim. Never gonna be Kim. I have multiple personality disorders. And boy, was that an issue when I'm sitting waiting for my therapist. She comes into the room, the waiting room, says, Kim. I'm like, oh shit. This ain't good. I'm looking around like, maybe Kim's in here. Nope. She's looking straight at me. So I get up. I said, look, my name's Lisa. We get back in her room. She says, well, I ran into you at Kmart. And I said, no, you ran into Kim at Kmart. So yeah, she wouldn't believe me. I could see it in her eyes. But there's one guy on Pro Photo on Hilton Head. He went. He was a white guy, but he went more white, if that's possible, when he read into Kim, and he was talking to her because he didn't know it wasn't me. But through the conversation, he realized that wasn't me. So he called me on the phone. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go get you." I should have had his ass take a picture because then I would have had proof. But I was in shock because she already knew about me. She's like, "Oh, your name's Lisa and you ride a unicycle." Oh, that's because people would confuse her for me because she didn't have a car and she was walking on the side of the road all the time, and people would yell, "Hey, Lisa, why don't you ride your unicycle?" She does drugs for sex. Does sex for drugs. Has a black married man's baby. Almost got my ass kicked on that one. I've been a target here with weird shit happening to me. 4 times cops been here. One guy circled me, staring right at me with his arms crossed, going, "Uh huh, uh huh, uh huh." And it came from the apartment that now has an advanced unicycle and an air balloon machine that she keeps in her trunk instead of taking it to the house. I mean, if you owned an expensive piece of equipment like that, you wouldn't want to have it in the trunk of your car in case, somebody rear-ended you. There goes that expensive piece of equipment. And the unicycle is advanced. You wouldn't buy an advanced unicycle for a beginner, but seems like there's nobody that rides a unicycle over there. They're all beginners. Oh, that's suspicious. Maybe she got my mail. What I'm thinking. And the baby daddy is the one that stole my IP address. Huh. No connections there. Oh. And my mail is missing. The one piece of mail that could get someone access to my phone or benefits to my phone and stuff. It's a real nightmare here, having phone issues all the time. Oh, and there was one incident where talking to a guest and a neighbor tenant comes out and says, "Tell Lisa I didn't get the check." She says that 3 times. Well, the girl I was talking to runs over to her and says, "She doesn't know about the check." So now they know about some kind of check that I'm not supposed to know about. Oh, great. Thanks. Thanks, neighbors. One guy, was a guest right next door, handful of credit cards. He's wanting to sell. And another neighbor that he was trying to sell to above me, he doesn't want to go to police and tell anybody. He just tells me. Isn't that just a extra special bonus for me? And his girlfriend is the one that was saying, "Lisa, tell Lisa I didn't get the check." 3 times, yeah. So she didn't get the check. What did she get? Who knows? Just making notes. If y'all would have let me have the check, my own money, maybe I would have moved the fuck out of here and y'all wouldn't have to see me anymore. Y'all think about that. Stealing from me was more important. And let's get to the stealing part, where I turned in my mama bitch and my sister bitch for fraud and identity theft. No statute of limitations on that. How do you like me now? I waited 34 years begging both of you to talk to me. You know what I got? Both of you said, "Hey, it only takes 2 family members to have the third one locked up?" Yeah, you two. Told you both that there was evidence. You didn't want to believe that. Okay. It's called archived documents, the originals. It's in paperwork, before computer time, in boxes. When I went to the police and made a report, Guess what? They know now. And I had to do it twice because the first police officer, for some reason, was making up shit and put it in my report. Amazing. Amazing.